Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, and if you're a chair sponsor, please hit my email. Subscribe to this NBA channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away, ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
So what's up? It's been a minute, almost 2 weeks. I missed you, no homo. But to cut to the chase, I made this video about last year. Now, quick reminder, before I go ahead and do my thing, I just want to let you know that I'm solely making this video to express my thoughts. Trust me, I don't want to convince you of anything. I just want to paint the picture that my mind has created. So let's go ahead and hop into this thing already. Let's not waste any more time. Actually, let me waste your time just a little bit. Trust me, it's worth it. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I'm hella active on there, and literally, I just went on IG Live just a week ago, and I was talking to some of y'all live for the first time. So go ahead, DM me, talk to me, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm alone. But anyways, for real this time, let's get straight to it.
What the f***? Are you swear to God? Say you swear to God, number 10? Please, I swear to God, please don't be 7. Please, give me 5 at least, bro. Or fuck, bro. Man, oh my.
May 16th, 2019 is when this entire thought started for me. To sum it up, if you haven't watched that original video, in that video I made sure to clarify to let y'all know that the drafting odds were different last year. Rule changes were made to solely prevent teams from tanking and finessing their way into a top 3 pick every single year. Y'all can debate about it down below in the comment section all you want about what's truly unfair to teams who reek and deserve a pick, and how it favors teams that were just in unfortunate circumstances, like the Lakers of last year for instance. I'm just coming at y'all with some common sense. So as soon as the draft order came out last year, do y'all know what I did?
What's that? I think it's the sound of no one caring.
I'm about to tell you. I'm kind of a nosy person. Ask all my friends. They're gonna say I'm a nosy person. I went ahead and did some snooping and digging and investigating. And last year I found out that the 2 lowest valued teams in the NBA ironically landed the 1st and 2nd overall pick in the draft. And I assumed that the Grizzlies and Pelicans were spoon-fed into success. It would be almost impossible to really F this thing up. If they didn't get that number 1 overall pick, trust me, they would have gone out oh so sad and been in heavy talks of relocation. But getting Zion, the most hyped prospect since LeBron Ramon James in recent history, completely saved their behinds, and so did the Lakers lucking up in the draft as well. Them getting pick number 4 made it so much easier for them to trade for Anthony Davis. I don't know if many can recall, but literally less than 24 hours from the Pelicans being announced that they got the number 1 overall pick, the world sold around 3,000 season ticket packages in that short amount of time. Their climb to not be one of the lowest valued teams in the NBA is going to be a considerably fast one now. And as for the Memphis Grizzlies, bro, I've been saying this, they got the medicine that they need. I do not know another Memphis Grizzly player in recent history who got as much coverage as Ja Morant does now. The Memphis Grizzlies pre-Ja Morant was one of the most old, wrinkly, and boring teams in the league. The following words, swag, fun, energy, lit, turned. Anything that sounds exciting and electrifying did not belong in the same sentence as the Memphis Grizzlies. Bro, true stuff, I ain't gonna lie, Memphis, y'all pretty suspect, because prior to the Memphis Grizzlies landing the 2nd overall pick, swear to you, I only knew 4 Memphis Grizzlies fans out of the entire NBA community, and I'm really pretty deep into this thing, bro. And all of a sudden now, at least 3 out of every 10 NBA fans are Memphis Grizzlies fans. Where were y'all last year? But all jokes aside, Ja has been that dude and relit the city and put them back on the map again. Jaren just himself wasn't enough to truly turn the ship around. Ja, the almighty Ja, has been everything that they could have ever asked for. Literally way too many things played out perfectly for the broke boy organizations in the league. So that's when I developed this thought and thought it was rigged. Now there has been, proof of the NBA being rigged way back in the past, but honestly, the past is in the past, and I'm like, bro, it's 2020, I'm not worried about the past. But hey, check me out for a second. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. Let me elaborate. I think a lot of us tend to forget and let it pass over our mind that the NBA is ultimately a business. At the end of the day, I don't care what nobody says. Any and every single business's goal is to make more money. But in order to make more money, you gotta do one thing, one very vital and key thing. Now, this thing will make or break the success of your product. You have to produce a better product than before, a higher quality one. Just something that people simply cannot get enough of. So they gotta do what they gotta do and make some premeditated moves happen in the back end. And to be completely honest with you guys, I ain't gonna lie, I don't fault the NBA for doing this, because I swear to God, I would do the exact same thing if it meant that I get more bread. You're literally not hurting anybody. Well, maybe just the hopes and dreams of a couple 100,000 NBA fans. But hey, as MJ says, you rigged the draft purposely for the greater good of the NBA as a whole. And what they did in the 2019 lottery, and possibly ones of the past, was for the greater good of the league. Now look, one of the main reasons why I love the NBA so much is that the players, the ones who actually put in the groundwork, are much more in control of their future and destiny than any other sports league in the world. In football, literally every single possession matters and calls are wishy-washy and suspect. But in hoops, for the most part, a player 2 really doesn't determine the entirety of a game. A couple mishaps here and there doesn't really determine whether you lost or won the game, for the most part. The league really doesn't have much control over how a season and in-game results play out. It's left to the best hoopers in the world to determine that. Literally, the only thing that the league could do and have major control of is the NBA draft. Let's have a side convo real quick, okay? One-on-one, bro to bro, or bro to female if you're watching this. What's up, ladies? Now look at me. I want you to make eye contact with me, alright?
Look at me, sure.
And I want you to be honest too. If your mom, dad, auntie, grandpa, grandma, whoever, your babysitter, whoever is around and you think that they could hear my voice too, but bro, if you're watching this on your phone, go to the bathroom or in the closet or something. And if you're watching this on TV, put this on pause real quick until they leave, or go ahead and put the volume down. You ready? If not, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you waited too long and I gave you way too much time. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie, you cheated before on a test, quiz, or some sort of assignment for school. Don't even lie. Keep it real with me real quick. Because I done it too. I may or may have not just cheated on a final exam that I had for my astronomy class. I mean, like, my mom's watching this, you know, I'm just kidding, mom. It was just, you know, for the video. I would never cheat. No, me cheat? How would I do that? But if I were to cheat on some sort of assignment for school, what sense does it make to cheat consecutively? Why would I do that? That's literally stupid, and that's how you get caught up. See, man, I have the mind of a finesser, and all you do too deep down inside of you. You have to miss a couple questions here and there not to look sketchy and not to blow your cover. That should be common sense to literally every single student out there, except for me though, because like I never cheated or partaken in any of those activities. Love you, mom. So I just applied that logic, the NBA rigging the draft, to a real life situation, a real life scenario. Bro, why would the NBA, the geeks in the back end, help every single team who's struggling heavily financially consecutively? They don't even have to be struggling financially. They could be just lacking in some sort of way, and a storyline, a great storyline could be made and profited off of that. They can't be blatant about this. They gotta keep things on the DL, on the down low. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, they've been doing a stellar job of that so far. So that brings me to this point right here. Do y'all know what I'm about to do today? I'm gonna try to predict and guess which teams the NBA will, you know, give a little boost to in the 2020 NBA draft lottery once that time comes. Now, as most of you know, the lottery just literally got canceled a couple days ago because the NBA season is not officially over yet. But I'm pretty sure you can agree that we have enough info to already know who's gonna remain in the lottery likely. I already have an idea of which teams could be given that extra boost. Let's go crazy. The San Antonio Spurs, man oh man. I want to say about 4 to 5 months ago, I featured them in a video, and I highlighted how they had nothing going on for them in the future. Thanks to Kawhi dipping out on them and them having a chance to recover from that L, and accepting the Lakers' great young trio at the time in Ingram, Zoe, and Hart. But they let their pride and their years worth of beef get into the way of their success, and decided to be content with DeMar DeRozan, who's even been surpassed to what was supposed to be theirs, Braden Ingram. San Antonio has dug themselves in a hole, and they deserve it, honestly. And they honestly don't have much going for them currently at all. Like, yeah, DeJounte Murray is one of the best guard defenders in the league. Derek White is a super solid player, and LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan are still performing at an all-star level. But this group of players isn't really leading to anything, not even the playoffs in the Western Conference. Nothing is exciting about them right now. Nothing makes my brain tingle about them at all. And they just might be the least exciting and interesting team in the league today. Like, I'm genuinely wondering and questioning. Like, I'm not gonna make fun of you, not now at least, about you having a conversation about LaMarcus Aldridge and Brian Forbes. Like, what is wrong with you? If you're talking about the Spurs in 2020, I'm gonna need you to exit the chat right now, because that conversation is about as dry as Popeye's biscuit. Now, when it comes to money, the Spurs are solid because they have a loyal fan base and they're in the middle of the pack in the league. But strictly from an interest standpoint, I've never seen it be like this for them at all. They put the capital M in the word mid, and I think that them getting the 12th or 13th pick in the 2020 NBA draft will do them no good. So they're one of the teams that I truly believe that will jump a couple slots in the draft lottery. Another team that is down in the dumps, hella depressed, just like the Spurs, are the Detroit Pistons, bro. They got it even worse. Now, there's only one, maybe two players who can make Detroit hoops somewhat lit again. But in next year's draft, there's a handful of them, because the 2021 draft is looking feisty compared to this class. Now, Detroit is in the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to the amount of revenue that's being pulled in. So that basically means that they suck in all aspects. And it sounds like they need someone like LaMelo Ball out of everyone else in the league. So here's a blueprint that may be in mind for Detroit basketball to go ahead and help them get out of their misery. They land a top 4 4 to 8 pick in the 2020 draft in the next year's class, where they have a chance to potentially select a generational talent in either Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green, with either the 1st or 2nd overall pick. That kind of sounds like how Memphis was put together now that I think about it. They created a solid 1-2 punch. In just 2 years, Memphis got its Robin and JJJ, and Batman, the man who's gonna put the whole city on and put this thing together, John Morant. Something of that nature, something like that sounds like a mastermind plan for the Detroit Pistons. This is the reason why I feel like they may be finessed out of the top 3-4 pick. Because of that, and because of a team obviously like the New York Knicks. Now the Knicks are the most profitable organization in basketball, and they have an opportunity to land the most exciting and popular player in the draft in LaMelo. If they do that and LaMelo makes them actually good and watchable later on down the road, the league will be in its absolute best shape financially and interest-wise. Last two teams that I think, at least for now in this very moment, who could luck up and jump up a couple of slots in the NBA draft are the Chicago Bulls and Phoenix Suns. This is basically the battle of LaMelo Ball. Who wants him? Who can get him? And which style and fit makes the most sense, and who out of the two needs his presence the most? It's a toss-up to me because honestly, all Phoenix and the Bulls need is a healthy roster to be a playoff team. And also no suspensions. But adding LaMelo could cement their goal and many other ones that they could have in the future. And I also feel like Chicago could potentially be favored over the rest of these teams. I don't really believe in them like that, but I think it is a possibility. But I definitely feel like they have the lowest odds out of everyone in this video of jumping up. Chicago's obviously not struggling financially. They'll never struggle again financially because of Michael Jordan. They could use an extra boost talent-wise. I just don't believe that the league will go that far because their boost isn't as necessary as other teams. Okay, so this is pretty much off of the dome as well. The likelihood of the Atlanta Hawks being boosted up in the lottery is very high. The hometown kid Ant Edwards and former opponent of Cam Reddish.
Who the hardest person you had to guard?
Be honest, man. Could be when you're freshman.
Cam Reddish. I told you. Everybody gonna say. Everybody
when did you play against Cam?
Everybody gonna say Cam Reddish.
DC. I ain't gonna talk about that though. Cause he was trying to cook. I ain't trying to violate with
Bro,
he
gave me 44.
When did you
40.
How many he gave you? Shit, he might have gave him more. Never mind.
40.
How many he gave you?
Well, he didn't get me 40. He gave like the person who would guard him, but
Who?
I'm still on the team,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm a part of it. I ain't sure what you gave her, but it was more than 44.
He could be viewed as the missing piece to Atlanta, and that storyline sounds amazing. A mini plot that can contribute to the big picture, the trade versus Luka storyline that everybody's going to be talking about for at least the next 10 to 20 years. Anthony Edwards could be viewed as the equalizer, make both teams actually even competitively. The media, the NBA, and people like me will take this narrative and run with it. It's just genius. In this video, I opened up my mind and painted the picture that my imagination was portraying. I did not just try to convince y'all of anything. My only goal was to go ahead and connect these thoughts in my head, and of course, as always, to entertain y'all. This is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel and seeing what I have to talk about. That is, once again, hella dope of you to do. And I want to let you know that you should go ahead and probably follow me on Instagram because I'm hella active there and you're going to know when I post a video. And also, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. And most importantly than all that, well, not yet, go ahead and turn on that Mojofication bell, so you know when we're going to be lit and do our thing and tee up as usual. But aside from all that, I want you to go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe to this with your friend, at least 2 of your friends. And more important than every single thing that I literally just said, I hope that you go ahead and make your day great. But until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made the surf, free the way, told my girl who'd ever